Okay, so today we're going to be working on adding and subtracting polynomials. So polynomial is just this, wherever we have a number with the letter, and we have multiple ones as we have right here. So what we're going to be doing is just collecting like terms. Like terms are the numbers, the letters with the same exponents. For instance, right here, we have 5p squared. We have to identify and see, do we have another p squared somewhere around here in this column? Yes, we do. We have it over here. So what we're going to do, we're going to put them together. So right here on this side, we have 5. Over here, we have 2, and we are adding them. So what's 5 plus 2? That's going to give us 7, but not only 7, because they both have the p squared. So 7p squared. Once we put them together, I'm going to suggest that you guys cross them out. Like that, we know we already used them. So we go on to the next one. The next number that we have, it's -3. It's just a number by itself without a letter. So we can't combine, we have to see if we have another number by itself without a letter over here. As you see, we only have this one left right here, which is the p cube. This one doesn't have a p cube, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drop it down. So this just comes down to the -3, and I'm going to cancel it out. Cancel it out once I bring it down, and the last one that we have is -3p cubed. This one, again, it's by itself, so just drop it down. So -3p3. This right here is our answer, but when we take the test, the answers are going to be from highest exponent to lowest exponent. So we're going to have to rearrange this column right here to give it the highest exponent. In this case, we have a square and a cube, or 2 and a 3. The highest one between those two, it's going to be the 3, the p3. So we're going to start with the first one, with -3p3. Then we're going to go to the next one, which is going to be the p squared. This is a 7. It's a positive 7, so I'll put plus 7p squared. If we don't put the plus right here, it's not going to make sense how we're going to have the -3p3 instead of p2. That's why I put the plus, and last is the number without the letter. This number, whatever number it is, as long as it doesn't have the letter, that will always be our last number that we're going to put. So we're going to put -3. So for this problem, our answer is going to be -3p cubed plus 7p squared minus 3. So what we're doing is just collecting like terms. Now when we are going to be subtracting, we have to do one more step. That step, it has to be done before we even start collecting like terms. We have to distribute this negative to everything that we have inside the parentheses. By distributing, that means to multiply. So we're going to say a negative times a positive. What does that give us? What's a negative times a positive? Whenever the signs are different, it's going to be a negative. So that becomes -4. A negative times a positive, again, is going to become a -2a squared. So what we could do is just change the signs after the negative. After following that parentheses from the negative, just change the signs. From a positive, it gave us a negative, a positive, it gave us a negative. This one, just drop it down because we didn't touch it. Once we drop it down, we can take it out of the parentheses because we don't have a number outside the parentheses to multiply it with. So right here, we're going to do as we did in problem number 1, where we're going to be collecting like terms. Again, we're going to start with the first one. I'm just going to underline it just to see which one we're talking about. So we're talking about a squared. Do we have another a squared right here? Yes, we do. We have it over here. So now we're going to say, what's 3 minus 2? 3 minus 2 gives us 1, so it'd be 1a squared. Once we put them together, make sure you cross them out. Like that, we know we used those already. So our next one is the number by itself. We have another number right here by itself. So what's 1 minus 4? So we have $1 and we owe 4. We pay. We're still going to owe, but we're going to owe less now, so we're going to owe 3. Or whenever it's opposite signs, we just subtract and keep the sign from the highest number. In this case, the 4 is the highest number, so we're going to keep it as a negative. So this will be our final answer, or it could also look as a squared minus 3, because remember that this one is an invisible one. Both of these are correct answers. We move on to number 10. Again, number 10, we have a minus in between the two parentheses, so we're going to have to do what we did in this column, where we are distributing that negative. So remember what we said? What we did was change the signs from all the inside of your parentheses. That's exactly what we're gonna be doing over here. Because we have a negative times a negative, whenever the signs are the same, it's gonna be a positive. If the signs are different and we're multiplying, it's gonna be a negative. So this changes to a positive, so it's gonna be positive 6n4. That negative, again, is gonna change to a positive 3n. And this one, also to a positive 8n5. The first parentheses on this side, we're gonna drop it down because we didn't touch it and take it out of the parentheses. So we're gonna say 3 minus 6n5 minus 8n4. We're gonna start with the first one. A number by itself doesn't have a letter. Do we have another number by itself? In this case, we don't, so we're just gonna bring it down. Once you bring it down, you're gonna cancel it out. Then we have n to the 5. Do we have another n to the 5 over here? We have it all the way over here. So this one with that one. What is negative 6 plus 8? So negative 6 means we owe $6. Positive means we have. So if we owe $6 and we have 8, we're gonna pay, we're gonna have left over 2. But what are we talking about? N to the 5th power. So it's gonna be n5. Cancel them out once we bring it down together. The next one we have is n to the power of 4. Do we have another n to the power of 4? We have it right here. So what is negative 8 plus 6n? So in this case, now we owe 8 and we only have 6. So if we pay, we're still gonna owe, but we're gonna owe less. We're gonna owe $2. So it's gonna be negative 2 and 4, because that's what we're talking about, the n4. So these cancel out. And the last term that we have by itself is a 3n. We can't combine it with anything else because we already used everything. So we're just gonna bring it down. So that means plus 3n. Now remember from problem 1, how we had it from here. We went from here to here because we had to rearrange them from highest exponent to lowest exponent. In this case, that's gonna happen, it's gonna be the same thing because we have the number by itself as the first term. But we can't have it because we have n to the 5th power. In this case, this is our highest exponent, so we're gonna start with this one. 2n to the power of 5. After the 5, we go to the 4. We do have a 4 right here, so bring it down. Minus 2 and 4. We don't have n squared, so we go to the one with just the n, so it'll be this one. Plus 3n, and lastly, the number by itself, it's a positive 3, so I'm gonna put plus 3. So this right here is our final answer. So remember that these two, this one and that one is exactly the same thing. It's just that in this one we rearranged it. Think about it as the family, like the dad, the mom, and the kids. So whoever's older, mom or dad, it's gonna be first, and then the next one, and next one, and next one. So that's how we're doing it. Now for number 14, we're adding, so we don't have to change the signs from the inside of the parentheses. We're just gonna work at it as is, so we're gonna start collecting like terms. We have 9, 3 to the 3rd power, or 9 cubed. Do we have another cube, r cubed? We have it over here. So what is 9 minus 2? So 9 minus 2 gives us 7. 7, what are we talking about? R cubed, so it's gonna be r cubed. Cancel it out because we put them together already. We move on to the next one. We have 5r squared. We're gonna see, do we have another r squared? We do, we have it right here. So what is 5 minus 8? So 5 minus 8 will give us 3, but not only 3, it's gonna be negative 3 because we owe more than what we have. Negative 3, what? What are we talking about? We're talking about r squared. So r squared, cancel it out. Lastly, the r by itself. Do we have another r by itself? We have it right here. So what's 11 minus 9? 11 minus 9 will give us 2. Positive 2. 2 what? R. We're talking about the r's. So 2r, once we cancel it, that's it. We can't do nothing else. Then we look at right here, is it from highest to lowest exponent? In this case, it is. So we don't have to move anything around because we have the r to the 3rd power, r to the 2nd, and the r by itself. So this right here is going to be our final answer.